Morning. It is time to track the tropics on a Sunday morning, May the 29th. We are quiet in the Atlantic basin, but let me show you out in the Pacific. This is Tropical Storm Agatha, 5 a.m. advisory, showing winds of 70 miles an hour. This is quickly trying to become a hurricane. Now, it has a separate name than if it were in the Atlantic. The Pacific basin gets their own set of names. But the reason that I'm talking about this is that it is actually expected to cross over Mexico and eventually perhaps make its way into the southern Gulf of Mexico and the Bay of Campeche. The National Hurricane Center says that there is now a 30% chance that something tries to get going in the southern Gulf of Mexico. But it's already a tropical storm, so what's going on? Well, the forecast from the National Hurricane Center actually shows the storm system not only becoming a hurricane, but making its way ashore. Notice Tuesday, 2 p.m., that L with a circle, that is a tropical depression. So the expectation here is that it makes its way across Mexico, weakens, and then reemerges as a kind of a remnant low. If that happens, Agatha would then get another name. It would get an Atlantic name. If it were to hold its own and stay a tropical system the entire time, it would actually keep its name. And what would be wild about that is that if it kept its name, that means that the Atlantic basin would then see potentially impacts from 2 A-named storms. That, by the way, has never happened. Now, I do want to show you the morning's computer model runs. There's kind of two camps. The one camp that brings it off toward the north and east, but then you've got this other camp here, which is kind of lifting it up and then starting to make a bit of a left-hand curve, a bit of a westward curve. We'll have to see how that plays out, certainly over the next couple of days' time, but based on that, the National Hurricane Center kind of highlighting the entire area on a broad stroke, at least in terms of possible development. Now, that said, I do want to show you just a couple of the kind of global models here. This is the American GFS model, and top right corner is the timestamp there, so Tuesday, Wednesday, June 1st. And you can see there across kind of the Caribbean Sea, the GFS trying to show this storm system working itself together, obviously out in the Caribbean. Now, if we back it up and switch over to the European, and again, these are the 0Z runs, which are the most recent that we have right now. Notice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday kind of showing something around the Yucatan Peninsula or into the Caribbean. At that point, you know, the models are kind of a little up in the air. Now, before we go into any of the other tropical models, I do want to share that in addition to just the global models that we talk about, there are also these tropical specific models. So this is the H-Wharf model. There it is, approaching the Mexican coastline, kind of falling apart completely, and then re-emerging in the southern Gulf, and then kind of making that left-hand turn. So the H-Wharf model brings it over toward like Texas and Mexico yet again. And if we were to switch over and look at the H-Mon model, making landfall in Mexico, completely weakening, and then kind of moving back over toward Mexico. So a lot to track here, certainly. We're going to continue to do that over the next couple of months, but just wanted to get you a quick Tracking the Tropics update. Of course, we will have much more on Coffee Talk. Live, local, late breaking, the whole 9 yards at 8 o'clock. Hope you're having a